Okay, so the bar just moved. I mean, really moved. For years, we've talked about hackers, using AI, right?
Using LLMs for better phishing emails, maybe coding help, that kind of thing.
Right, what we used to call vibe coding, or maybe getting some tech support for exploits. That felt like the limit.
It did. But we are now officially seeing something new. A major threshold's been crossed.
The conversation isn't just using AI tools anymore.
No, it's shifted. Now it's hackers building AI into the actual attacks. Google's threat intelligence group GTIG, they're calling this a new operational phase of AI abuse.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at this GTIG report from November 2025, the AI Threat Tracker. Our mission here is to give you a shortcut, basically, to understanding these truly adaptive threats.
And the really big finding, the one that makes you sit up and pay attention, is the discovery of novel AI-enabled malware being used in active operations.
Not just experiments, but deployed.
Exactly. We're talking about malware that can actually change its behavior while it's running, mid-execution.
So the target isn't just fighting code anymore.
No, it's like fighting, well, like a digital organism that learns as it infects. It's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, wow. Before we get into the, frankly, terrifying details of that leap, we really should thank the people who help make sharing this kind of intelligence possible.
Absolutely. We appreciate the support from sponsors like www.breach.company and also www.cisomarketplace.com. They're committed to keeping the security community and all of you listening informed.
Couldn't do it without them. Okay, so let's unpack this fundamental shift. We've gone from AI as what, a fancy research assistant?
Yeah, or a productivity tool.
To AI being an integrated core capability inside the malware. What does that actually look like on the ground for an attacker?
It means they're moving beyond, the easy stuff, the low-hanging fruit we saw more of in 2024, like just getting help writing scripts.
Right.
Now, the attacker is embedding the LLM's API access right into their malicious program. The malware itself is talking to the AI.
So the program isn't just running the code the human wrote initially.
Not entirely. It's actively asking the LLM for new instructions, new code snippets as it runs, tailored to the situation.
That is incredibly efficient and scary. So this is what GTIG means by the first use of just-in-time AI in malware.
Precisely. They saw this with new malware families called PromptTF, FLUX, and PromptSteal. These things use LLMs during execution.
To do what specifically?
Well, to dynamically generate malicious scripts on the fly, to instantly obfuscate their own code so defenses can't see them easily.
And even create new functions as needed, instead of having everything hard-coded.
Exactly. Think of old malware like a fixed blueprint. This new stuff is like a blueprint that redraws itself in real time, depending on what it finds in the victim's system.
That completely changes how you defend against it. If your defenses are looking for known signatures or static patterns,
you're basically chasing a shadow. It's a target that can rewrite its own identity the moment it senses danger, like an antivirus scam.
It makes traditional defenses almost obsolete in a way.
It poses a massive challenge. That adaptive nature is the absolute key difference here.
Okay, let's get specific. Let's look at these early examples GTIG found, starting with PromptTF-LUX, the experimental one. What's this thinking robot module about?
Right, so PromptTF-LUX is written in VBScript. And yeah, it's still experimental. GTIG emphasizes that, but it clearly shows where things are headed.
Its main goal is just stealth.
Pure stealth, yeah. Through dynamic obfuscation, constantly changing itself. And this thinking robot module is how it does it. It's the core innovation.
And that's the part that calls the Gemini API.
Yes. It targets a specific stable model, Gemini 1.5 Flash latest. And the malware basically has this loop built in, a recursive cycle of mutation.
How does that work?
It queries the LLM. It tells Gemini, act like an expert VBScript obfuscator. And then, this is the kicker in some versions, it asks the LLM to rewrite its entire source code.
Wait, its entire source code? How often?
Hourly, in some variants they observed.
Hourly. So every single hour, it generates a completely new, unique version of itself that static defenses have literally never seen before.
That's the idea. And it saves that new version to maintain persistence. It's adapting almost like a biological system fighting off antibiotics.
That analogy feels disturbingly accurate. And who's behind this, typically?
Well, the lures associated with it, file names like cryptid screen rec web install, suggest financially motivated actors right now.
Okay.
But the technology itself feels Well, more advanced than your typical financial crime group. It feels like maybe technology being tested before wider distribution in the underground.
Right, testing the waters. Okay, that's the experiment. Now, prop steal. This is the one GTIG actually saw deployed in live operations. That feels like a huge step up.
It is a critical distinction. Prompt steal is the first time they've actually observed malware actively querying an LLM while deployed against a real target.
And who used this one?
Attributed to the Russian government-backed group APT-28, also known as Frozen-like, they used it against targets in Ukraine.
Okay, state-sponsored. And interestingly, they didn't use Gemini or one of the big platforms where Google might have more visibility.
Correct. They went for a publicly available model via the Hugging Face API. Specifically, Qwen 2.5 Coder 32B Instruct.
Why that choice?
Probably accessed using stolen API tokens. It lets them leverage a powerful model, but potentially bypass some of the stricter safety guardrails and monitoring on the major commercial platforms.
Oh.
Plus, using stolen tokens complicates attribution and takedown efforts. It adds layers of obfuscation.
Makes sense. So on the victim's machine, it might look like an innocent program, maybe an image generator.
That was the lure.
But behind the scenes, it's using that Hugging Face model for just-in-time command generation. What kind of commands is it asking the AI to generate?
Very specific one-line Windows commands, the kind you'd use for reconnaissance.
Like what?
Things to collect system information, gather specific document types, office files, PDFs, text files from user folders like documents, downloads, desktop, high-value locations.
And the AI generates the exact command needed for that environment.
Yes. The LLM generates the command, the malware runs it immediately, and then it ships the collected data off. It's automated, context-aware recon.
Wow. That's the ultimate low-effort, high-impact tool for an attacker, isn't it? They don't even need to be a Windows command line expert themselves.
Exactly. The AI handles the tricky, context-specific scripting instantly.
We're dissecting some really complex, frankly, quite alarming intelligence here. It's vital stuff for anyone in security trying to navigate this. And again, we're grateful for the support of www.breach.company and www.susamarketplace.com for helping us bring this level of detail to you.
You know, what's also fascinating is how the attackers are dealing with the safety features built into these AIs. It's not just about the code, it's about the interaction.
Right, because the AI providers like Google, they design these systems with strong guardrails, don't they, to stop them generating harmful stuff.
They do,
Yeah.
really robust safety features. But the attackers found a way around them that wasn't, a technical exploit.
It was a psychological hack, social engineering the AI itself.
That's exactly it. They learned to use clever social engineering pretexts in their prompts, basically tricking the LLM into thinking the request was harmless or for a good reason.
Like that example with the China Nexus actor.
Yeah, that was a perfect illustration.
Yeah.
They first asked Gemini straight up for vulnerabilities and got blocked. Standard safety response. Then they just reframed it. They said, oh, I'm participating in a Capture the Flag competition, a CTS, presented as a cybersecurity puzzle challenge.
And Gemini just helped them.
Yep. Provided the exploitable information because the context seemed legitimate. And that actor kept using the CTF excuse to get help with phishing, building web shells, exploiting specific software.
Yeah.
It was remarkably effective.
Wow. And the Iranian state-sponsored group, Tempi Zagros, used a similar tactic, maybe a bit less sophisticated.
A bit, yeah. They used pretexts like pretending to be a student doing a final university project or writing a paper on cybersecurity.
It's trying to sound innocent.
Exactly. And it worked well enough for them to get the LLM to help develop custom malware web shells, even a Python command and control server, without triggering the safety blocks.
And their reliance on the AI actually backfired spectacularly, didn't it? A major OPSEC fail.
Oh, this is one of the best parts of the report for defenders. A huge win. While they were trying to debug one of their custom scripts.
The one designed to listen for encrypted commands.
That's the one. The Tempi Zagros actor literally pasted the entire script into Gemini and asked for help fixing it.
No! What did they expose?
Everything important. The hard-coded C2 domain name and, even worse, the script's encryption key. It was all right there in the code they shared.
Yeah, unbelievable.
A massive operational security blunder. It instantly exposed their whole setup and allowed Google to shut down the campaign.
Yeah.
It just goes to show, even with these advanced AI tools, basic human error and maybe over-reliance on the tech can still bring you down.
That's almost comforting, in a way. Okay, shifting gears slightly. This is where it gets really interesting for maybe the broader threat landscape. How easy is it for your average cybercriminal, not just state actors, to get their hands on these kinds of generative AI tools now?
Well, according to GTIG's monitoring of underground forums, both English and Russian language ones, the marketplace for these illicit AI tools has matured, like, significantly through 2025.
So it's not just scattered scripts anymore. We're talking about actual
Oh
products.
yeah, fully developed, often multifunctional tools designed specifically for crime. Purpose-built saws for criminals, essentially.
Wow. So what does that do to the barrier for entry?
It crushes it. It drastically lowers the skill level needed to launch sophisticated attacks. These tools offer things like deepfake generation.
For bypassing KYC checks, maybe? Or phishing lures?
Exactly. Vulnerability research assistance, malware generation help, and phishing support seems to be in almost every tool advertised.
And they're selling these how?
Regular subscription models.
Yeah.
Bronze, silver, gold tiers, just like legitimate software. It shows a fully monetized, accessible economy of AI abuse is already here. If you've got the crypto for a monthly sub, you can get in the game.
Okay, so the barrier is lower for criminals. But what about the sophisticated actors, the state sponsors? How are they using AI to maybe augment their existing capabilities?
They're using it across the entire attack lifecycle, effectively eliminating skill gaps or language barriers. It's fascinating.
Give us some examples.
Okay, look at the North Korean actor UNC Timpano 69. They wanted to run social engineering campaigns but struggled with language fluency for certain targets.
So they used AI.
They used Gemini to generate really convincing, natural-sounding Spanish language work excuses, requests to reschedule meetings, things like that. AI instantly overcame their language barrier,
Yeah.
hugely expanding who they could target credibly.
Makes sense. And the China Nexus actors, using it for tech skills.
Yeah, they were using Gemini to rapidly get up to speed on attack surfaces they weren't familiar with, exotic stuff.
Like cloud environments.
Exactly. We saw queries about how to abuse AWS tokens to access EC2 instances, how vSphere works from an attacker's perspective, even generating commands to poke around inside Kubernetes clusters, looking at containers and pods.
Things that would normally take a lot of research and training.
Months, maybe years of specialized training, now is potentially just a few prompts away. Instant expertise for reconnaissance in complex environments.
And the Iranian group, APT-42, focused on data.
Their goal was pretty ambitious. They were trying to build what they called a data processing agent.
What would that do?
They were feeding Gemini schemas, basically database structures, for sensitive personal data records. Then they used the LLM to turn natural language questions, like show me the travel history for the owner of this phone number, into the complex SQL queries needed to pull that data.
Automating intelligence gathering from huge data sets.
Precisely. Shows the potential for AI to automate the really difficult parts of exploiting and tracking large amounts of sensitive information.
The speed and scale of this evolution is just breathtaking. And understanding it is critical. We really appreciate the support of www.breached.company and www.cisomarketplace.com for helping us share this vital intelligence.
And you know, we focused a lot on the offense, the attacks, but the GTIG report does cover the defense side too. Google isn't just watching this happen.
Right, they have a multi-pronged approach.
Yeah, immediate actions like disabling accounts and infrastructure tied to the bad actors, but also, crucially, continuously feeding observations of misuse back into their models to strengthen them, to improve the classifiers.
And they're developing standards, frameworks.
Exactly, like the Secure AI Framework, SAIF, which is meant to guide responsible AI development across the industry, trying to build security in from the start.
But the really cutting-edge part is fighting fire with fire, right? Using defensive AI agents.
That's the most intriguing development, I think. It's becoming an AI arms race. They mentioned two specific experimental agents, Big Sleep and CodeMender.
Big Sleep. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. What does it do?
Its job is basically to be an AI-powered adversary. It's an autonomous agent designed to proactively hunt for and find previously unknown security vulnerabilities in software, trying to find the holes before the attackers do.
Okay, so Big Sleep finds the problems. What about CodeMender?
CodeMender is the counterpart. It's another experimental AI agent using Gemini's advanced reasoning, designed to automatically fix the critical vulnerabilities that Big Sleep or other tools might uncover.
Automatically fix code vulnerabilities.
That's the goal. Imagine AI diagnosing and patching security flaws in production code, potentially much faster than human teams could manage. If the offense uses AI to generate attacks, the defense needs AI to generate repairs.
So wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway for you listening? It feels like the GTIG report confirms we've definitely left one era behind.
We have. The era of just AI-assisted hacking is over. We're now in the era of truly adaptive, AI-integrated digital threats. We're defending against malware that can literally rewrite itself every hour.
The most profound idea for me coming out of this report is how the line between the tool and the attack itself is blurring. The malicious AI isn't just helping anymore. It's learning to regenerate its own instructions inside the victim system.
Yeah, guaranteeing persistence and adaptation in a way we haven't seen before.
So, what do defenses even look like when you can't trust the static nature of any file and the malware is constantly rewriting its own digital DNA inside your network? That feels like the defining question for cybersecurity right now.
It really is, and it's a question that almost certainly demands an AI-driven answer on the defensive side, too.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. A huge thank you once again to our sponsors, www.breached.company and www.cisomarketplace.com.
Thanks, everyone. Stay vigilant.
Stay informed and stay safe out there.